a great game to really work on the technique of chipping. And this is how we're going to practice, is we're going to start from working on very technical things. Then we're going to get into pre-competition, which is, a little bit of technique, which is where we're going now with a little bit of competition. And then eventually we're just going to get into some competition games where you just have a clear-cut goal. But right now we're kind of going into a pre-competition phase where, hey, we've got some technique stuff that we've worked on. How do I work on this and apply this to playing the course? So what we've done here, and this is called the 2-club drill. I've just got a couple clubs here, and I don't want you really no more than 4 paces from the green, so somewhat close to it. And then just take 2 steps onto the green. Place a club down, take another step. And what's great about this game is if you're a beginner, you can make this game as easy on yourself as you want by placing this club over here. If you're an advanced player, you can move these clubs closer together and make it more difficult. So really, depending on your skill level, you can make these clubs, like I said, as close to each other or as far away and make the drill harder on yourself if you want. For demonstration purposes, we're going to make it pretty wide here. Okay, we're just going to come back here. And the whole idea of this game is to start with your most lofted club. In this case, it's a lob wedge with me. It might be a sand wedge with you. A lob wedge is a 60 degree. So we're going to go through our technique. Feet, club head width, balls in the center. Boom, boom. Just turn your toes just like that. Weight and hands are forward. And we just want to chip until we land 5 balls in a row within that area. And this is pretty easy. This shouldn't take too long. Just want to land them within that area. And what you'll notice, now granted some of these are hitting the clubs, and that's fine. All you're working on right now is technique. Making sure your weight's left, making sure you haven't burned yourself, and just trying to get some sort of target out there where you're trying to land the ball. What's great about this is for you people that don't have a lot of time to practice, what we're trying to do is we're starting with our lob wedge and we're going 5 in a row. So we're going 5 in a row here to land within there. If you don't have a lot of time, do 3 in a row. After I got my 5 in a row, I would then switch to my 56 and I would do it same drill, same setup, same technique right here, long to short. Notice my wrist is flat, and I'm just trying to land it within that area. So a great drill and great way to understand this is if you don't have a lot of time, what you can do is instead of going 5 in a row, go 3 in a row, okay? And what I've got here, after my 52, I would then use my pitching wedge, and I would go through it, and then I would go to my 9-iron, then 8-iron, then 7-iron. And again, that's 5 in a row. Again, if I don't have a lot of time, I could start with my lob wedge and go 3 in a row, then go to, I'd skip my 56 degree and I'd go to my gap wedge, which is a 52 degree, and I'd try to land 3 in a row within there. And then I would do that with, obviously, skipping my pitching wedge. I'd do it with my 9. And then finally, I've got here my 7-iron. And what you'll notice is I'm going to do the same setup, same technique right here. Hands and weight are left, ball position is right. And you'll notice when I hit this shot, it lands within that area. And we'll get this where it can run all the way across the green. You could see that with a 7-iron, that ball is going to run a long ways. So what we'll do here, and the camera will basically show you, is that I'll start with my lob wedge. Same thing, and we'll get this to run out. Lands within that area, and it runs up, to a very short distance. Well, obviously, if I then, used a 9-iron, it would run further. But for demonstration purposes, we're going to use a 7-iron. Same setup, same technique. This ball will just run, land within that area, and it's going to run all the way across the green. But that is basically the same swing as I'm using with a lob wedge. I'm using the same thing with a 7-iron, just right here to right there, but I get a much different result. And that's what I want you to understand, is that if we can learn one swing, we can change clubs and get a much different result. So understand that the 2-club drill, what it does is it's your chance to work on technique, while getting you the opportunity to start having a target and land that ball within a couple paces on the green. So again, 95% of the time, I want you to realize that's our objective. Land the ball within 2 paces on the green. Use the same setup, same technique, land the ball there, change clubs to control distance.